Some stories haunt us forever, reminding us of the darkness humanity is capable of. Today, we delve into one of Japan's most harrowing and heartbreaking cases. The story of Junko Furuta. This tale is not for the faint of heart, but it is one that must be told to honor her memory, and advocate for justice for all victims of violence. Junko Furuta was a bright, ambitious 17-year-old high school student, living in Misato, Japan. Her future was full of promise, but all of that came to a devastating end in November 1988. What happened to her shocked the nation, and continues to serve as a chilling reminder of the need for vigilance against violence. Junko Furuta was well liked by her peers and teachers. Known for her kindness and diligence, she had dreams of becoming an electronics worker after graduation. But on November 25, 1988, her life took a tragic turn. That evening, as Junko was walking home from her part-time job, she was approached by a group of young men. Among them was Hiroshi Miyano, a 17-year-old with ties to the Yakuza, Japan's organized crime syndicate. Miyano had a history of violence and a reputation for being dangerous. Miyano and his accomplices lured Junko into a trap. Pretending to offer help, they abducted her and took her to a house in Adaki, Tokyo, where Miyano's family lived. This house would become the site of unimaginable horrors. Over the next 44 days, Junko was subjected to relentless physical, emotional, and sexual abuse at the hands of her captors. Hiroshi Miyano was joined by 3 other young men, Joe Ogura, Shinji Minato, and Yasushi Watanabe. Together, they committed acts of cruelty that are almost too horrific to describe. Junko's ordeal included beatings, burns, starvation, and sexual assaults. Her captors forced her to endure unimaginable pain, even using objects like iron bars and cigarettes to torture her. Despite being severely injured, she was denied medical attention. She was forced to call her family and lie, saying she had run away and was staying with friends. Her parents, desperate but unaware of the truth, believed the story. The captors' cruelty extended to involving others, with multiple people reportedly participating in her abuse. On January 4, 1989, after over a month of torment, Junko succumbed to her injuries. In a final act of depravity, her captors stuffed her body into a drum filled with concrete, and abandoned it in a vacant lot. It wasn't until her remains were discovered later, that the true extent of her suffering came to light. The nation was horrified. The details of Junko's death shocked even seasoned investigators, who described it as one of the most disturbing cases they had ever encountered. When the perpetrators were finally arrested, the trial captured nationwide attention. Despite the overwhelming evidence of their crimes, the defendants were tried as juveniles due to their ages, which significantly limited their sentences. Hiroshi Miyano received a 20-year sentence, while the others received even shorter terms. Public outrage grew, as many felt the sentences did not reflect the severity of their crimes. Some of the perpetrators were released after serving their time, and reportedly resumed lives of crime. Junko Furuta's story left an indelible mark on Japan. Her case brought attention to issues of juvenile crime, sentencing laws, and violence against women. Activists called for changes to the justice system to ensure that such heinous acts would be met with appropriate punishment. Junko's legacy lives on, as a symbol of the need for justice and compassion. Memorials and tributes have been held in her honor, and her story continues to inspire movements to combat violence and support victims. Junko Furuta was a young woman with dreams, hopes, and a bright future. While her life was tragically cut short, the torture she went through were too brutal and horrific to even describe here for legal aspects. That's why I made another video explaining how those men tortured Junko, only for information purpose separately. You can watch it by clicking the I button, or at the end screen. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, please consider sharing it to raise awareness about the importance of justice and support for victims.